Thanks for the support as a channel member, Ryan Lawson. Hello folks and welcome back to another FM20 video. It's actually the last one in this little series. Remember yesterday when I said I had 5 matches left? Turns out, can't count, had 3 matches left. You're going to see them all in this video, along with a little Dr Benjy cameo towards the end. So, you know, if you're only here to have a look at him, he's towards the end of the video. But you can look at me throughout. I will be checking the analytics to make sure there's no Dr Benjy spike. Watch the whole video. Grr. But usual disclaimer at the start of these videos, this is the final bit of footage that I captured down at the FM20 capture event down at the Sports Interactive head offices like 10 days ago now. So this is already a very old build and also subject to change before the beta, before the full version of the game, etc, etc. I think I have decided that I am going to continue this save as well once the beta does come out. I think this is going to be a stream save here on YouTube to go alongside beta save that I've already announced that I'm going to do. So we'll at least get through to the end of this season, so don't feel that I'm going to leave you hanging in the middle of the season. But we do need to get into the games. Like I said, we've got 3 coming up. If you are excited to see them, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and turn notifications on, all that kind of stuff. This is the time to get your notifications on, because the moment the beta drops, I'm going live with this save and we're going to pick up from the end of this video. So, you know, you're going to want to do it. That's assuming I'm home. I mean, it could happen when I'm out, but if I'm home, I'll be live immediately. So you want your notifications on. And of course, we are getting ever closer to the beta release. So if you haven't yet pre-ordered your copy and you want to do it at a much cheaper price than you can get it for on Steam, the link is down below to use my link, which will get you the game as at current prices, £29.69p, which gets you a massive discount against the price on Steam and also helps support the channel as well. So anyone doing that, it is much appreciated. But let's get into the video, shall we? I think once again, because I've been recording 5 or 6 hours straight at this point, I just pick up mid-sentence as if I'm streaming. We'll be back to normal videos the next time you see me, but for one last time, let's hand over to Past Kev. It's match day again, boys and girls, and we have a fully fit LOLLUJO who comes back into the team. Reed pushes forward to play alongside George Boyd. It gives us the opportunity to give Woodyard a little bit of a rest. To be fair, he doesn't need one. His fitness is looking excellent, but Reed is a really good player who I want to be more involved in the team, both in game and in real life. Only 22 years old, second best player at the club on star rating, 4.5 solid stars of potential. He's going to be a very, very good player. He shouldn't be playing second fiddle to Alex Woodyard, who, did I just put him in the team somehow? Where did he just go? I put him in goal. Oh my word, I don't even know how I've done that. That would have been an absolute disaster. There he is. He's 26 years old, pretty much maxed out on his potential, and just, he's a bit of a nothing player. And this is absolutely personal prejudice from real life. I just don't really rate him as a footballer in real life, so I'm looking for any opportunity to not play him in Football Manager. And this is what I mean. This is why I never manage Posh, because I'm too biased. I take too much of my real life opinions into it. I'm much better off managing a team where I've never heard of any of the players, because then I can actually do it based on what the game is telling me. I'm not capable of doing it with Posh, but the media are still on our backs. We're in an automatic promotion spot. What have we got to do? Perhaps we need to bribe the media. Is there any button for that somewhere? And we're 1 point off the top of the table. We're way above Sunderland and Portsmouth and these other teams that are supposed to be challenging for the title. We're 1 point behind Ipswich, and the media have got a grumpy on. What am I supposed to do about that? Doncaster have just scored. They've got a player who's on his 7th goal of the season now. So here's me congratulating Ivan Toney for hitting 6. They've got one who's got his 7th. This will never do. It's from a corner. I mean, it's an efficient goal. We probably should have done a little bit better with it. I think, aside from that one game we lost, that was ages ago now, I don't remember being behind in a match. So I don't really know what to do now. The story of all our matches so far has been we dominate them. Sometimes we score and win. Sometimes we score and only end up drawing. But we're usually dominating them and usually scoring. But now we're going in at half time. Yes, we've still had way more possession, way more shots, but we are actually behind in the match. So this is where we're going to need something from our attackers. Aggression, I think, is what we need. Show me something else in the second half. Exactly, that's what we're after. They've got Keziah Sterling in their team, another non-League to Legend veteran. The non-League to Legend veterans are all over League One. So if Thierry Ambrose turns up as well, I think I'm going to wear a party hat. Not that I have a party hat available to me. Sat here inside Sports Interactive Towers. Tony with a shot from the edge of the area. It goes just over. Ivan Toney wants to get his 7th goal of the season now. He's heard me talking about this Ennis fella who's doing all right, and he wants to be spoken of in the same breath as Doncaster's Ennis. Maddison with the ball over the top. Isa has got him behind here. He's run it a little bit wide, and then rather than squaring it for Tony, has been a little bit wasteful and had a shot straight at the keeper. It was never going to go in a million years. He should be squaring that to Tony. We've seen him do it so effectively in some of the earlier matches, but was not to be. And now I'm running. I don't have a plan B. I'll level with you. I don't have a plan B. We just need to find a way back into this game. Maddison now, if anyone's going to do it, he should be the man who can. He hits the post, and you could argue he probably should be, again, similar to what I was saying with Isa, should be a little bit less selfish there. He's got both Tony and Isa in the middle. Rather than shooting from such an acute angle, he should be squaring it to one of them. But Tony's in behind here. Surely he scores and it goes over. It's one of those days. We've had 15 shots. They've had 2, but they're beating us. We've had 62% of the possession, and we don't have a decent striker on the bench who can come on and just offer something a little bit different. We hoped that's what we were going to get with the guy that isn't any good, whose name I can't even remember now, who Barry Fry brought in. But we haven't had that. That's beautiful from Isa and Tony. But Tony hits it wide again. The amount of chances that man has had today, that's been the best one. That was a lovely opportunity. But Doncaster are uninterested. Well, we're going to show some passion. If they're uninterested, we're going to have 10 minutes of passion, and we're going to find a way back into this game. I want to get Siriki Dembele into the mix because he is not on the bench. Amazing stuff. Tazdemir can come on then, and he can play alongside Isa. I was thinking get Dembele on one side, Maddison the other, and have them sort of wide of Isa and just try a different shape and see if that would find a way through. We'll bring Woodyard on for Reed. Why is Dembele not on the bench? He's been there all season. The one time he's not there is the time I'm actually going to turn to him and use him. Ridiculous. And we've conceded from a corner again. And this, I feel like this is my first proper mugging of FM20. We've had one clear-cut chance to their none. We've had 56% of the possession. We've had twice as many shots as them. And in the 72nd minute, we're 2-0 down. And I'm baffled. I don't know what's gone wrong here, other than the fact we've just been a little bit unlucky. We've been the better team, but we're getting thumped. Ugh. Right. I guess we try Biamu. And I might even try that shape I was talking about before. Stick Tazdemir out wide, Biamu. Because at least he can offer us this, which I like the fact that you can do this. We can get Maddison out there as an inside forward. In fact, let's get them both as inside forwards. Pushing sort of beyond Biamu. That's what I'm looking for here. Use Biamu as the pivot point and have Tazdemir and Maddison running beyond him, running diagonally across him, and looking for flick-ons, really. But it's too little, too late. We've lost 2-0. That was a very poor performance. I am far from pleased with what I just saw. It's occurred to me, I've not actually shown you the league table properly for a little while. So this is what the league table looks like. 10 games in, we find ourselves 4th place in League One, 16 points, 4 points behind Ipswich. Ipswich were the pre-season favourites, I think. In fact, second favourites behind Sunderland. Sunderland are nowhere to be seen, by the way. They're down in 14th place. But we're 10th place, not 10th place, 4th place, 10 games played, which is an overperformance based on our pre-season expectations. You can see Tony is right up there for assists. Thompson is one of the better players in the division. Goal scoring wise, I would expect Ivan Toney to be somewhere on this list, but apparently he is not, which I guess that means several of his goals came in the cup. If we have a look at Club Vision to see how we're getting on, you can see we are still on course for lots of things. We'll have a proper look at this when we get our end of month report, actually, which will probably be between these two games, maybe. But let's get into this game. We're playing against Wimbledon. and it's pretty much the set team that you've come to expect now. So Pym in goal, Butler, Knight, Kent and Thompson at the back, Baluta in midfield behind Boyd, and Reed, Maddison in behind Tony and I. So the only decision I'm really making at this point is, do I play Reed or Woodyard in that role just there? In fact, Woodyard needs to be up on the bench, because I would say probably in place of him, because that's a change and we know we're going to make in the middle of the game. But for some reason, the bench quick pick jobby doesn't include a central midfielder down there, presumably because they're less likely to be super game-changing things. It's filling the bench with players who are actually going to come and make a proper difference. It's still doing this, the media have been on your backs lately thing. I need to just send every newspaper a copy of the league table, along with some kind of threat for them to stop picking on us. They're upsetting my poorly players. Maddison now with the free kick from the edge of the area, and it goes just over. I think it was difficult to tell from that angle. There are better camera angles you could have picked for a free kick. In fact, I've talked about this long enough now. Let's change the camera angle. Let's go to TV. I think TV is the one that I've been using for FM19, and then if we zoom in a bit, this immediately looks a lot more familiar. So rather than director, I think we're going TV, and then maybe we could go director for replays, which I think is how I have it on FM19. I don't know how many episodes deep we are on this little series on the alpha at this point, but I can't believe it's taken me that long to say it. In reality, it is now nearly 6 o'clock and I've been recording since about 1 o'clock, so it's taken me about 5 hours to make that change. So if you feel like that's been a long time coming, imagine watching director for 5 hours and then remembering you can change it. That's the kind of day I'm having. My brain is pickled. But it's halfway through this first half. It's 0-0. Once again, we're absolutely dominating the game, dominating possession. We're the only team that's had a shot so far, but we're not doing anything with it. We're very solid defensively. We're creating a lot. We just need to get this attacking front three to click. And I think we are probably due fiddling with them. But I don't want to fiddle with them and break the rest of the team, which is what we did when we fiddled with tactics earlier on in the season. And still at the back of my mind is that thought that we've got that dynamics page that's still showing we've only got average team cohesion. And I am still fairly confident that when that ticks over to good team cohesion, they'll magically learn to score. I feel like it's one of the impacts of dynamics is that it makes finishing chances that little bit harder, even if you're playing really well. But I'm looking at this, seeing 21 shots, only 4 on target. I know that means, Kev, work ball into box. So we're going to make a tactical tweak there. And we're going to see what kind of impact that makes. How do I confirm that? Confirm button reappears. Excellent. So let's give... There's another non-league to legend veteran, Anthony Wordsworth, playing for AFC Wimbledon there. One of the few of the non-league to legend veterans that I've seen play in real life. We're going to bring Tazdemir on for Isa. We're going to bring Woodyard on for Boyd. And we are going to ask for 10 minutes of passion as we try and find a route through to the goal, which hopefully we're going to have less of these shots from range that we've been a bit wasteful with, and a little bit more creating a really good chance that one of these really effective strikers can find a way to finish off. Butler, in acres of space on the left-hand side, tries to skip past his man, wins the penalty, and up steps Ivan Toney to try and add to his goal tally. He's been a little bit hit and miss with his penalties so far this season, but hopefully he can tuck this one away, and he does. That is goal number 7 of the season for Ivan Toney. It's 1-0 to Posh with 14 minutes left. As it stands, that doesn't change the league table at all. It leaves us in 17th place. Oh no, moves us up to 3rd. There you go, the league table just hadn't ticked over with the update. But that is a lovely finish from Toney. 2 points behind Ipswich as it stands. Let's just make that final substitution. I'm going to bring Burrows on once again. We will develop that boy. If I do nothing else in this series, we're going to develop Harrison Burrows. Thompson now plays it into Baluta. Back to Thompson. Tazdemir now can't get the cross away, but it ends up back with Baluta. Tazdemir to Reed to Toney. Back to Toney. Should have probably tried to apply a finish there, but it ends up with Woodyard, who gets his first goal of the season. I've been a little bit critical of Alex Woodyard, but that is a a tidy little finish, and with 5 minutes left on the clock, I think that just about wraps things up for today. Because surely for Wimbledon there's no coming back from that. Tony, I guess he is facing away from goal, so you can just about forgive him, but I can't help but think if that ball comes into him at the angle that's come into him, he should probably be trying to turn and get a shot away himself there, especially with relatively inexperienced goal scorers around him. But ultimately what he did worked. It did directly lead to Woodyard picking up the goal for us, so I can't really complain. And as it stands, up to an automatic promotion spot again, second in the league, 2 points behind Ipswich. All is right in the world again. It was a good win. Well done, gentlemen. And now we go again. It's that time of the month again. I've got my monthly manager performance review. I am still sat here on a C+. Excitingly, I have moved up to a B- on squad. The board are happy with the pleasant atmosphere emanating from the dressing room. That's exactly how football people talk, I think, as well. They talk about pleasant and emanating all the time. If we have a look at the squad, you can see we're up to a very good dressing room atmosphere. Oh, but that's dressing room atmosphere is always fine. Team cohesion is still the thing that's not quite where it needs to be. But we've got several players who are coming into some good form, which is awesome. I think it makes more sense to come onto these screens directly and just have a little nose around on there. There's a lot more green than red on there, which has got to be a positive. Match performance-wise, this is a lovely screen. Satisfied with the results the team are getting on the pitch. We get a C, but it rates each match individually on scores. So we had a little a B and a B+ around the time that we were beating Sunderland, a bunch of C's. We got an F there, as you can imagine. That was the game where we lost against Doncaster, where, to be fair, we played very well, but didn't quite manage to pick up the result. So I like the fact that each individual match is being rated. That's really cool. Transfers, we still haven't really dipped our toe into the transfer market. They want more passing, but that's not the way we're playing at the moment. But that is our club vision. I really like that. It's so cool. And we've had Ivan Toney step up to become a highly influential player as well, which is also splendid. I'm officially a monster. After it derailed us a little bit the last time Mo Isa got called up for international football, he's just got called up again. I immediately withdrew him from the squad. I'm hoping it doesn't have any kind of impact actually doing that. I know traditionally it hasn't. Obviously he's very much enjoying getting his first international call-ups, and he's not concerned that I've withdrawn him from the squad, so he's happy to be part of their setup, delighted to have picked up his first cap, but I've spoilt it for him because I'm a monster. And we are playing pretty much our normal set team. Oh, look here, we've got...
Hello, Games viewers.
We've only got this one who's arrived.
What are we doing? What episode's this?
I haven't got any idea, like
There's
7 or 8 probably.
Madness.
I know, I've been a busy boy.
Yeah.
This is Dr Benjy. I assume you've never heard of him. Do you do videos as well?
Very regularly, daily.
Daily?
Yeah.
There you go.
Been enjoying this recording?
I'm very much enjoying it.
I'm really sorry that this is now probably like weeks into the future and this makes no sense whatsoever.
They'll figure it out. I think they're familiar with your work.
Yeah, I've just seen you powering through. Sorry, viewers. I'll let you get back to...
Say bye-bye to Ben, everybody.
It makes more sense.
Yeah, he was just walking past. There's not a window there. There's a logical reason for him to walk past that way behind me. Where was I? This is the team. You know this team by now. Let's just hit submit and hopefully pick up a wonderful victory. What he doesn't realise is I can now call that a Dr Benjy collaboration and put his face on the thumbnail. So welcome to the channel if you've come over from his channel. I've mentioned to them I can now put you on the thumbnail and call it a collaboration. Feel free. Right, let's get into this match. We've still got to ignore... Oh, in fact, we're now ignoring media praise. So previously we were ignoring the media picking on us. The bribes we were talking about in the last match have obviously worked. And now we've got to ignore the fact they're praising. I'm going to stop talking about the media in all my team talks. They're going to think all I do between matches, because they know I don't turn up to training. All this guy does is sit and read newspapers. Goodness me. Right. I don't know what to say to him though. I want you to ignore... I don't talk about the media. Go and give the fans their money's worth. Nobody cares about the fans getting value for money. We are away from home against Wycombe, and hopefully we can find a way to pick up a victory and solidify our position at the towards the top of League One. I don't know what's going... Have Ipswich just Ipswich are drawing. I thought they'd gone behind in their game. Portsmouth being rascals and have jumped above us temporarily though. But if we can grab a goal in this game, if we can go ahead, we might be able to find ourselves at the top of League One for... Would that be the first time in the entire save so far? There might have been like a few minutes right at the start of the season because we went ahead quite early. But as it is, because I'm talking about going top, we've now dropped down to 4th. We haven't conceded a goal yet. We're just... Everyone else is winning behind us, which is rude. That must be offside. That's the most offsidington that I've ever seen. But apparently it wasn't. Well, I don't know how I feel about that. We've got 15 seconds to make something of this before half-time. Knight charging forward, finds Maddison. He plays it all the way out to Thompson on the right-hand side, plays it into Isa, who is fouled, and we pick up a penalty with seconds remaining in this first half. Ivan Toney steps up. Is he going to be able to grab goal number 8 for the season for him? Ivan Toney with the penalty, and it's saved. I keep saying he's a very hit and miss with penalties. I think he probably has missed more penalties than he's scored at this point. I think I probably need to pick a new penalty taker. Let's have a bit of assertiveness. We've been the better team here. Keep doing what you're doing and we'll be fine. Is that what I mean? I don't know if that's what I mean. If Tony scores that penalty, we're top of the league at half time with games as they stand. But as it is, Wycombe are charging at us and we need to get a foot in here somewhere. Bearing in mind we're playing a very pressing system, the entire midfield there just let Wycombe run at us, which is it is a little bit troubling. But they've got a corner here and it's hit very long, and we've got to be a little bit careful because penalties do seem to be quite commonly occurring in situations like that, but we get away with it. And the next highlight is Wycombe again. They're having quite a long period of pressure at the start of this second half. Clearly they've been very motivated by their half-time team talk, and that is a lovely goal. And we're now 1-0 down. Portsmouth are absolutely smashing whoever they're playing. I didn't notice who they were playing, but I did see they've just gone 3-0 up. But this is a lovely goal. Possibly the best goal I've seen scored by anybody in FM20 so far. And we need to... We're going to demand more. This is the first bit of demanding we've done in FM20 up until this point. So we'll demand stuff. We've dropped that all the way down to 5th place again. Ipswich have gone behind in their game. So Portsmouth top of the league as it stands. But we started the day ahead of Portsmouth. So if we can turn this around and clutch victory from the jaws of defeat, we could usurp them and find ourselves at the top of the league in our own right, which would obviously be all kinds of lovely. But just like we found in the Doncaster game a little while back, we just seem to have these almost randomly occurring off days where we just don't play well. Although to be fair, today isn't exactly the way the Doncaster game was. With Doncaster, we were very unlucky and it felt unlucky. Now, although we have had more clear-cut chances than Wycombe, it has been a fairly even game. But Tony's in here and that is another big miss from Ivan Toney. That man is having a terrible game. He's coming off. I've had enough of him. It's ridiculous. We're going to try Idris Kanu. We've done a lot of Tazdemir coming on in that role, so let's try Idris Kanu. Give him a little bit of game time. We are in desperate need of a proper backup striker. It's one thing that really is missing from this squad, and that is true in real life as well. We're going to bring Burrows on. You know what? We're going to bring Tazdemir on. We've got a bunch of kids playing up front for us at the moment. How can that possibly go wrong when we need a goal? I don't want to demand more with the kids on. We're just going to say passion. As long as you're passionate, I don't need end product. I just need you to play nicely. We've had 3 clear-cut chances to their 1. At least 2 of them have fallen to Ivan Toney. Tazdemir is in behind here, though. What can he do? He forces the save out of the Wycombe keeper. Kanu tries to pick up the scraps, but isn't able to muster up an additional follow-up chance. We've got 10 minutes left, and now I forget what I said before. I'm demanding now. We've got to find a way back into this game. We've drifted back up to 3rd place in the league, almost as if we're magnetically attracted to Ipswich, who've also drifted back towards the top of the table. That was poor, though. Another poor result. That, I think, on that little graph that shows match performances. In fact, we can go and check. I think that will be an F. Let's have a look at match performance. It's an E. There you go. We only get an E for that one. Rubbish. We need to sort ourselves out in that next game.
which I'm not going to show you the leasing.com trophy, so it'll be Lincoln as the next match.
And there we have it. You can tell I didn't know I wasn't going to be doing another match when I got to the end of that one. I thought I had a little bit more time, but it turns out I didn't. So it all ends rather abruptly. But like I said at the start, we are going to be carrying this on as a stream series here on YouTube, at least through to the end of this season, so we can see how this little mini story ends. But I hope you have enjoyed this in-depth look at Football Manager 2020 on the alpha version. The beta should be coming out very soon, and hopefully I'll see you all there. So if you have enjoyed it, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos just as soon as that beta drops. There's likely to be a few days of silence now, but once the beta drops, promise we're daily again. And thank you very much for watching.